Privileged to have you here with us at Great Domains in Johannesburg. And let's take advantage of your visit to ask you a few questions. We were wondering if we had to explain where is Cognac.
Well, Cognac is a small part of the world, which is located roughly 500 kilometers south of Paris, 120 kilometers north of Bordeaux, and 60 kilometers from the Atlantic Ocean.
Okay, and what do we find in Cognac in terms of varietals that you grow there?
It will be mostly Uni Blanc, which is grown there. I would say that 98% of the Cognacs came from Uni Blanc. The two other grows will be Folle Blanche and Colomba.
Perfect. And if we had to explain briefly how Cognac is made?
Well, Cognac is double distillation of wine. You've got two steps, in fact. First distillation, which will give the brouillis, which has an alcoholic strength, which is around 30-32% alcohol, and which is distilled again for a second step, which we call la bonne chose, the good heat, and which will have an alcoholic strength, which would be around 72% alcohol. So just very briefly, the wine which we produce is around 8 or 9% alcohol, and the final product is 72% alcohol. So you will need about 8 to 9 liters of wine to produce 1 liter of cognac.
Fantastic. And well, we know you are the 9th generation of Delamain, still involved in the company and family business. But if we had a few words about Delamain to explain to people what makes you so special.
Yeah, well, just a few words. First of all, it's one of the oldest names in Cognac, because James Delamain was an Irishman coming from a French family who migrated first to UK and in Ireland. And James Delamain arrived in France in 1759, so earlier than Hennessy. It's a really very, very, very old name in Cognac. And it's a Cognac company which is very specialized. We are the only company working only with XOs coming only from Grand Champagne. There is no other one.
XO, so it means that your Cognac are older than any other that we could find on the market.
We usually say that we begin where the others end.
Fantastic. And how should a newcomer enjoy Cognac?
Well, first of all, you've got to look at the Cognac. You've got to put some Cognac in your glass, to look at it, to smell it, and then to see if the Cognac is not aggressive, if you have no harshness in the Cognac. Then you can warm it gently in your hand. Never put a Cognac in a too warm glass, or even worse, never heat it with a flame, and just bring it to your own optimum temperature.
And to finish, we have here some bottles of your range. If we have to describe, for example, this Pale and Dry, how would you describe it?
We describe it as a very old blend of Cognac, because this blend of Cognac has been created in the 1920s. And we call it Pale and Dry. Pale because not artificially colored, dry because not artificially sweetened. So it's really the flag in our range. I would say that we make about 80% of our turnover with this Cognac, which is characterized by its lightness, its delicacy, and its nice fragrances.
Okay, so that's slightly different from the Vesper that we have here.
Totally different. I would say the Vesper is much more classical Cognac. I would say perhaps more full-bodied with more roundness. Slightly more woody than the Pale and Dry. I wouldn't say that one is better than the other one, but I would say that it will be much more a question of personal taste than anything else.
Perfect. And what about this last one here, the Extra, very specific bottle?
The last one that we have, the Extra here, is a Cognac which I created a few years ago with my cellar master. And on this Cognac we're really coming back on the Delamain style, on the light, delicate, flowery Cognacs.
Perfect. Well, I hope that this has enabled you to understand more about the fine world of Cognac and how to appreciate these fine products.